Salam and hello, my name is Abbas.
My name is In'am.
We're doing this show called Locally Yours.
Locally yours. Locally yours.
Salam and welcome to another episode of Locally Yours. Now, in case if you're tuning in from outside Oman, then I just want to let you know that this show is all about featuring local people who live in this beautiful, beautiful country, Oman. We've got a lot of talent. We've got a lot of interesting people. And if you want to ask us something, then this is an open platform. You can just get in touch in the comment section. Doesn't matter if you live in Oman or if you live outside Oman. If it's about Oman, then this is the place to be. And today, my guest, well, how do I put this? She is a dentist. She is an artist. And she plays a lot of other roles, but if I try to mention all of them, then this show is going to be over before we know it, all right? So it's a long list, so I'll let her do that. So ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together and welcome Dr. Hafsa to the show. Yeah.
Thank you so
It's just
much.
me alone, so all the excitement, this is what it is, all right? So welcome to the show, Dr. Hafsa.
Thank you so much. The pleasure is mine.
And tell me, Dr. Hafsa, I mean, like I said, you play a lot of roles, right, in your life. So let's start with the two most prominent roles.
Okay.
You are a dentist,
Yes.
and you are an artist. Both these professions require you to have very steady hands, right? Because if if you're a dentist and if you mess up, then you'll hear of course. And when you are painting and if you make a mistake, then you're alone and you go That didn't make sense, but you know what I'm trying to say.
I understand.
So my question is, what came first into your life? Was it dentistry or artistry? Is that a word?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a word,
You can
right?
put it that way. You can put it that way.
Okay, yeah, please.
Okay. So since my childhood, I wouldn't say which came first as
Okay.
such, because I feel that one is my body, one is my soul. So they are both just intertwined
Wow,
into
okay.
one person, one
Okay.
thing altogether. So since my childhood, I always wanted to be a doctor, not
Right.
a dentist, but a doctor. I'm, a pediatrician,
Okay.
to work around children with special needs and so on.
So can we say that you didn't want to be a dentist?
I mean, it just went on that I had fate was in the favor of me becoming
Got
a
you.
dentist.
Okay.
So I always wanted to be a doctor,
Right.
and I was always inclined towards art. I mean, any kind of medium. Even my mother says, like, always she had a book and a pencil always with her because she keeps drawing. She just plays with colors or any of that sort. And
Wow.
I mean, I am an 80s kid, 80s
Right,
and 90s,
right.
growing up in Oman.
Right.
This is like a heaven.
Yeah,
Scenic
yeah.
beauty, the browns, the blues, the green, everything.
Agreed.
So I feel that it was just destined to be that I couldn't have it any other way. And if you say about the painting and the steady hand dentistry, I mean, my art genre is a bit different than the normal painting. I deal with
Right.
nails and strings.
Yes, I'm actually just letting people know I'm a proud owner of one of her pieces, and we'll talk about that. But please go ahead and explain what the nail and string art exactly is.
Okay. So I am a practicing dentist at White Smile Dental Specialty in Kuru.
Right.
And my genre is of nails and strings. So
Okay.
throughout my life, I've tried a lot of mediums, maybe acrylic, oils, waters, sculpture. I work with casting, hand casting,
Oh,
gypsum,
wow.
a lot of things.
Wow.
But I think when my son was at school and he had a project which involved pin and thread. Okay, everyone has in school some project, like you just do some strings and attach with pin and thread.
Got you.
That got me thinking that this is too simple, and I think I can just do a bit more research in what this is about, from where it came.
Wow.
So then I did a bit of research, and it's a very, very old technique, like 1900s. You can go back till there. So there was this lady called Mary Everest Wool.
Okay.
Okay, she used to teach children mathematics because of pin and thread. She used to teach geometrical designs. Everything in pin and thread and nails and strings were only geometric. Everything to do symmetry, light and shadow, physics, only dealing with that. And
Nice.
over the years, it went on innovating, then became into art and craft and so on. So maybe in the local scene, that moment when I think it's 2017 or something, when it was not that, I don't know, not many people used to do that in
Right.
Middle East or such. But internationally, there were a lot of people doing it. One of it is Mr. Gabriel Davis has beautiful life-size installations. I mean, it's just too good. So for me, when I went on researching about these artists, and I'm like, I need to do this because I love challenges and I like to incorporate all of them.
Right.
So I was like, let us just try different kind of nails, different kind of threads,
Right.
even wires, nylon, silk,
Wow.
different kind of woods, and incorporate different mediums into this kind of art. So my basic goal is to just take this from craft towards the fine arts,
Right.
and just do something more.
For me, I've never been good at art. I'll be very honest. Like my stick figures were awesome. Okay. Circle and a few sticks. But otherwise, my brain couldn't think beyond, filling colors. I just didn't have the talent. That's why I'm sad, but I'm okay to admit that. So first of all, I really respect the way an artist thinks. Like even you trying to incorporate, nails and then strings into your art. I mean, first of all, thanks to your son for inspiring that idea. Sparking that idea in you. And then, like I said, I'm a proud owner of one of your art pieces. It's none other than Muhammad Ali, if you know who I mean. And it's so good. Like if you place it and if you put the right lighting, it feels like he's alive. Like it's just so good. And I got a certificate along with that.
Authenticity certificate.
Yes, you get that too. So I hung that because that's the only certificate I ever got in my life. Okay. So that's something that I'm proud of. So Dr. Hafsa, coming back to you. Okay. Dentistry and doing art, both these professions require you to dedicate a lot of hours into what doesn't matter what you're doing, dentistry or artistry, because it's a word I'm going to keep using it now throughout the podcast. So how do you manage? I mean, how do you even get sleep?
I do, and actually that is art is something which I feel that relieves me a bit more from all the kind of stress of anything which gets put onto me for that matter. But art teaches a lot of patience, and you need a lot of patience when you're doing a dentistry as well. And
remember I told you,
I
mess
know.
up.
Yeah. But being a creative person, I truly believe you're a creative person, Abbas. I don't know how much of that you might not agree with, but a creative person a creative person thinks quite differently, because if something doesn't work, it goes to plan B and C, and there are a lot of alphabets in that. But I have not reached Z yet till now, but that's how creative people think. And that also is very important if you are in a profession in which you feel that you have a patient with you and you need to make their smiles. I believe I'm an aesthetic dentist, so I need the smiles to be perfect.
Right.
So there's my artistic skills does come into, like, okay, this is how it's going to be done. If I don't like it, okay, this lines and this angulations will change. I need the best for my patients, and my art helps me a lot in that.
So, Dr. Hafsa, now art is therapeutic from what I've heard,
Definitely.
right? I mean, it's not just putting colors on canvas, but it's something that it's your feelings and you can visualize your feelings. So I think it's a way of communicating to yourself.
True. Wow, you are exploring your inner voice.
Who are you, Abbas? Who are you? Okay, but
that's what happens when you are in vicinity with creative people.
There you go. I mean, I can feel the art just pouring out. But on a serious note, which is very ironic for a comedian to say, but how do you use art, or how does one use art to instead of as therapy? And how does it help? Can you walk us through the process of how does it help?
So let me just talk as a healthcare professional and give a little bit of scientific points on that. So we all have this hormone in our body called cortisol, which is very, very
stress
important.
Hormone.
Yes, it's dubbed as a stress hormone, and it's very important for different body physiological functioning of the body. But when this level increases because of no matter what life puts you on, this is not good for your body. Your blood pressure increases, you have cardiovascular diseases, you undergo depression, trauma, so much more. Anxiety. There is so much more happening over there. Even the most famous artist, I can say Vincent van Gogh, he did all his beautiful artworks, the masterpieces, because he was going through anxiety and depression. That was his way of relieving it, his voice. So even if I can just go an example of Edward Munch, his famous artwork called The Scream. He painted that 14 years after his father passed away, because he was just dealing with it and he didn't know what and how to relieve it. So when this dopamine, cortisol increases in our body, and we need to just keep it in check. So that's where exactly where art comes in. So any person involved in any kind of creative activities, it doesn't have to be some artistic skill or you should be making some masterpiece the next day. There are researchers telling that there's a release of neurotransmitters like
Right.
dopamine. These are your brain reward system gets activated, your mood gets enhanced, and the whole you feel very relieved and calm, and then you can actually be more creative, or not just creative, you can do your life, you can just go on with your life with many more things
Right.
and plans and stuff like
Right.
that. But art is very therapeutic, and we have also seen, just not in the people who undergo trauma, anxiety, or depression, also with children with social behavioral issues,
Right.
with fine motor skill issues, any issues. You just give them something to do, and you just see what are the changes which comes into them.
Wow.
So it is definitely very, very important. I mean, it just doesn't have to be sometimes just art. It can be any creative science. It can be dance, can be
And,
singing.
and it's an activity, I do believe, specifically when we talk about, painting or art.
Yeah.
I think colors, they appeal to our basic instinct,
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like it hits us what makes us human.
Yeah. When I came in, you told me this blue looks very nice on you.
Exactly. You see, it's about appreciating color, and I didn't get a compliment back, but that's fine.
That's my favorite color.
Black? Oh, there you go. Yes, black has its own beauty.
Yeah.
So, and like we discussed already, that sometimes trauma, sometimes life can definitely be hard for a lot of people in different ways.
Yes.
And sometimes it's hard to communicate what you're feeling, and some people might think that it's just surface level. So if it's good on their part to tell someone that it's going to be okay,
Yeah.
but sometimes that's not enough. Sometimes you
they-
need to find your own way.
Yeah, they can't express. They don't
Exactly.
feel comfortable in talking to another person. I don't want
Agreed.
to talk to anyone.
True.
So they just express through their art or their
Right.
painting or any of that.
And you're taking this art form to a level where you're helping people.
Yes.
And you hold a lot of respectable positions, actually.
Yeah.
And one of the positions is related to UNESCO.
Yes.
So first of all, massive respect for that, for doing what you're doing. Because yes, you found art and now it's therapy for you. But at the same time, you want to share this art and make sure that, it works for others too. So tell me a little about these roles, these positions that you hold outside just dentistry and being an artist yourself.
Okay.
Yeah.
So UNESCO is a very big organization, and they have different branches, different departments. So what department I am with is the International Action Art department, and I was so lucky that I was nominated last year by a global ambassador of 80 countries, Madam Sultana Kazim from Dubai. She nominated me for being the president for Oman department. So I'm the president for Oman department for UNESCO. Non-profit organization, but they have this cultural unity. Every country is involved with it. There are events, and there is exhibitions, and they just give a chance, and there's cultural exchange of between the different countries as
Right.
well. So that is about UNESCO, and I am associated with the Little India Foundation as well. Every year I try to bring out the annual calendar, and it benefits the children back in India. And there is also, I'm the art mentor for Oman from Fannoon Arts in Dubai.
Oh, wow.
So there is an annual student art show which happens every year. So I take the artworks of the students from here and exhibit there, part of the competition and everything on that sort. Also, I do workshops at schools so the students learn how it can be done, what they want to do, and they want to learn nails and string. And I really believe in women empowerment and young
Right,
girls.
right.
They need to I think most of the work, which roles I do, is because I have, alhamdulillah, family support is really great.
Alhamdulillah.
And my friend, whoever, the little few friends, special friends I have, they are really great. And they are always helping me. And I feel motivated when I see other students and other women who really want, to learn and want to come out of their comfort zone. And this is the only way you can give them voice.
Right.
That's what I feel is.
And in all honesty, right now, I just feel like my second question, which was that you're a dentist, you're an artist. How do you manage, these two roles? It's completely invalid now.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know what to even say. I don't know how you do it, but she does it. And that's why she's here on this show. And it's my honor to actually have you
Thank you
on
so
this
much.
show and talk to us. And I know you have a very busy schedule. Actually, I've been getting a call from your patient saying that, where's Dr. Hafsa? I need her right now. So, Dr. Hafsa, thank you so much for coming on, Locally Yours and talking to us, telling us about art, how it, works as therapy, and, everything else that you're doing. Thank you for your services.
Thank you so much.
All right. And thank you for spreading smiles out there, and also
Creating beautiful smiles.
creating beautiful smiles. And if you have a comment, if you have a say on this conversation, make sure you get in touch with us in the comment section. And just remember that, life is an empty canvas, and you have the colors and you can paint it the way you want it. And I think part of this I stole from the internet and part of this was original from the heart. All right. So thank you for watching.
Well said.
And I will see you in the next episode of Locally Yours. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Thank you so much.